This BAFTA award thing, boy. What can I say? What can I say? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Basically, uh, basically, BAFTA's awards, there was a Torrets campaigner who shouted out the N-word to two guys on stage, basically. So what we had basically was something that was seen basically as a shocking outburst during the 2026 BAFTA Awards that's now sparked a global debate on disability awareness, live television, and how public events handle what the media are calling involuntary tics. Let's push all that crap aside, yeah? Because this is a racial issue, yeah? Okay, yes, the man has Tourette's, but this still encompasses race, okay? Let's not sidesweep things and see them under the rug, okay? Basically on Sunday, February the 22nd, 2026, the British Academy Film Awards, BAFTAs, in London became the centre of international attention after a shocking and deeply uncomfortable moment when the two guys on stage, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, both celebrated actors and stars of the film Sinners, stepped on stage to present the award for the best visual effects when a man in the audience loudly shouted the N-word. Okay? This outburst stunned both the presenters and the audience and was attributed to John Davidson, a well-known campaigner for Tourette's syndrome awareness, and the inspiration behind the BAFTA-nominated film I Swear. So basically the film I Swear is the film, a Tourette's film, which was up to getting awards. This guy's in the crowd and basically shouts out the N-word because he has Tourette's and it's uncontrollable. Okay, that's that in a nutshell, okay? Now, this is where it gets tricky, yeah? Was this a racial thing, yeah? Boy. Some people are saying, yeah, that came out, yeah, involuntary, the guy's a racist, yeah? Okay? That's what they're saying, yeah? Now, there's a lot to look at here, yeah? I mean, it goes deep, yeah? It goes very, very deep, yeah? Which I'm not going to touch on, because that touches on the field of, like, neurological science and the brain, yeah? And, you know, what it's receptive to, yeah? Because on a subconscious level, our brains are subjected to, like, thousands upon thousands of images a day, yeah? Which our brain automatically filters and sifts out as nonsensical bullshit. Sorry, nonsensical BS. The things that are worth noting, okay? So what's happened here in his brain is something has entered his mind maybe last year, year before, 20 years ago. But the N-word obviously is... Most people reject it when they hear it or hear a rap record or see it as a norm. For him, because of the way his mind works, it's different. So it comes out involuntary. I get all that, yeah? I've gone a bit deep there, but I get that. So technically speaking, you kind of get a pass, but at the same time, I don't want this normalised. So when people go around saying, oh, the N-word, oh, it's my mental health. You know what I mean? They'll start excusing it. That's my issue. Yes, this is the exception to the rule. But what we don't want to do is normalise it. That's my issue. That's all I've got to say on the issue. You know what I mean? Because technically it's wrong, obviously. But I've addressed that. But at the same time, if that's his condition, that's his condition. So technically you get a pass, but you know, we don't want to make this the norm. You know? So let me look at a few comments here, because I like to do that, yeah. And there's a few good ones here, yeah. Okay? And I'm going to choose a few conflicting ones as well, yeah? Like, here's one. Isn't the whole point of the film to raise awareness for Tourette's? Oh, you can do that without being racist. Yeah, of course. Do that without being racist and it's fine. Like I said, on this case, it's an exception to the rule. But this is what happens. People now use it as an angle to say, yeah, because it's Tourette's, we're going to excuse racism. To an extent, yes, but to an extent, no. Okay? If he'd said it in a rap song, it would have been okay. It's different though, because It said in the rap song, yeah. Chances are he would not have had. Chances are he would not have had Tourette's. And basically, again, that's between black folk, yeah. Because Asian Pakistani people call each other the P word, and white folk call each other wit, WHIT, trash. Okay, it's not trying to be smart. Okay. He has Tourette. He has Tourette's. Should we not treat people with disabilities with respect by not dismissing them? I'll get really deep here and say, yeah, let's dismiss them, because that's a form of equality, right? You want to get really technical about it, right? You want to get deep and technical about it, yeah? Take it to another level, yeah? Me treating you the same as anybody else, I'm giving you equality. How's that? Okay? And make the apology just as loud and say it 3 times and say it 3 times. Exactly. Because he said it. See, that's a good one. He said it, so now you got to apologise. Because one of the complaints was BAFTA did not speak to the 2 guys on stage afterwards. Okay? So yeah, you've said it, but you still got to apologise. Hey, that's a good one. You got to apologise now. Where's your apology? What, 24 hours later? 48 hours later? Make it make sense. Another comment. If John Davison had yelled out an anti-Semitic slur or a homophobic remark during his tick, it would have been a different story. It probably would have been edited out. And that's very important, yeah? Because the version that people saw on TV was edited. So people are saying, hold on a minute. This guy on stage, another brother said Free Palestine, yeah? That was edited out. But this was kept in. Why was that kept in? Yes, we get it somewhere now. That's an issue. Why was this kept in? And there's more. My fists have Tourette's when I'm around racists. Weird. Exactly. We can make excuses for anything then, can't we? Alright then. Let me leave it there. Alright then, later.